Hello and welcome to my sick lounge, aka my emo not so feeling good lounge, minus Perry, because he's just fucking adorable. But I got my frickin' motionless in white and my fucking MCR and my BVB that I just threw over there somewhere. Get out of here, you normal pillow. Who needs you? Alright, so I feel like shit today, but I managed to put together some stuff for you. Basically, I'm doing my life drawn for you, because every YouTuber does this, and I figured it would be a great way for you to get to know me, and to stalk me. That's kind of creepy, don't stalk me. Anyways, basically, on February 28th, 2001 at 10:52, I was born, and it looked something like this. You know, Marilyn Manson playing in the background, I'm sure. My mom's just as freaky as I am. But yeah. I'm sure my grandmother thinks I'm like a spawn of Satan or something, because, she thought my mother was Satan. That's awkward. But okay. Then, after that, after I was born, obviously, after a little while, kind of went to school, and it kind of went something like this. Like, sharing. What is sharing? Because I'm an only child. I have no other siblings. And you may think that's a good thing, but the truth is I stayed back in kindergarten for behavioral issues. Because there was a kid, and he may or may not have stepped on my food. Yeah, we used to have like snack time on the floor and stuff like that, and he stepped in my food, so I kicked him in the crotch. Yeah. I should be grade higher than where I am right now, but I'm not. So, after I had my terrible kindergarten experience, I had this grandfather who used to say things like this to me. Here, have some ice cream for dinner, for our first day of school. That didn't really turn out very well. Basically, what ended up happening was I had a sugar rush, puked on his floor, and I went home. My grandfather was always good at spoiling me. And when I stayed back in kindergarten, which kind of looked something like this, yeah, my mother was kind of bewildered, and she kind of asked the teacher, like, why didn't you tell me about her behavioral issues at teacher conferences, That would have been really helpful, because I'm sure I would have been able to make it to first grade, And being a sassy child I was, I'm sure I had thoughts like, excuse you, bitch, and stuff like that. I'm still really sassy. But then, in first grade, about a quarter of the way through the year, my best friend, aka my grandfather, died. So yeah, that's the end of that. Very sadly. He was probably one of the best people I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. And then shortly after my departure with my grandfather, my parents started to fight over money and my dad seeing people. But a good thing came out of that, because every time they'd argue, I used to listen to really shitty music back then. I don't know. I'd listen to some good music like Green Day, but other than that, it was kind of shit like, the Disney playlist or something like that. I don't know. But I found out about the world of music, that kind of good stuff. And then I kind of changed into this. I'm an emo kid, basically, is what I look like. But after my parents got into an argument and stuff like that, and my dad kicked my mother out, my mother and I went to go live at her friend Jimmy's house, which is now her boyfriend currently. But his house is fucking haunted and really scary. So basically we were pushed down the stairs, and I don't really care if you know, if you believe in paranormal activity and shit, because this is how I feel. You can talk about that in the comments below if you believe in that stuff or not. But basically what happened was I was pushed down the stairs a couple times. I heard random footsteps at night. I had a bad dream, like about my dad going missing and then my mom killing everyone, which is kind of scary. And then there was some random guy stabbing my grandma in the kitchen, apparently. But, you know, I made it out of there and I stayed with my dad for a little while, which I learned to detest him. Because once my mom and dad thought they had everything resolved, we moved into a shed in my grandmother's backyard. Yes, with the 4 fucking cats and a dog named Odie that I got in preschool, who is now dead, but he was probably the best dog ever. I loved him, you know, he was my bro. But, yeah, I was in this little room over here. But I had a really cool paint scheme on my walls. It was like, I had like the brick, like a normal shed underneath, and there was like the white board, like the white press board up top. And up top it was like all red, but the bricks were like black and the red dripped down on it like blood. It was really cool. I loved it. It kind of looked like a dungeon because it was always dark in there. And shortly after that, I became depressed. And basically my dad shooed it off as, you know, she's perfectly fine. She's fine, you know? Because, you know, he doesn't know how I feel on the inside. And that's when I started listening to Green Day a lot more. You know, 21 Guns, do-do-do-do. You know, that kind of good stuff. And after we moved into a duplex a couple summers later, I became friends with my best friend Lexi, aka Adrian, and oh my god, you have to meet them, they're great. But Adrian had this giant house that she lived in with Claude, the father, you know, he's kind of a dick, but yeah. We quickly bonded over wrestling and stuff like that, and yeah, we played on the trampoline. We thought we were going to be wrestlers when we got older. Well, I know I did. Like, I still think about it sometimes. Like, I still want to be a wrestler, but hey, you know. Then, after that, this is getting more recent, by the way, I found out about singing, and here I am, singing Savior by Black Veil Brides, you know, that shitty drawing. I swear I can draw. I do. I can draw, don't worry. And then, I started to do covers in front of a computer. Yeah, there's me and my shitty-ass acoustic guitar. And after that, I went to Warped Tour with Adrian, and we had a grand frickin' time. Of Mice and Men noticed us. Here's a picture of that. Kind of shtick going on. Basically, I wrote thank you on my hands, and she wrote hi. And we held our hands up, and Austin waved, and he said thank you, and it was like the best thing ever. Because he like pointed us out in front of like the entire crowd. He was like, thank you. That was like, she almost passed out because Alan Ashby came over and was like throwing water in his hair. And Adrian thinks that Alan Ashby's really attractive. But I was like, say something, because he was right in front of her and she didn't say anything. Because she just couldn't form words. Then, shortly after Warped Tour, I got really into, like, Homestuck, which is a webcomic that I really enjoy, and which also brought me the joys of cosplaying. You know, that kind of stuff. It's fun. Striders for days. And then this year's Warped Tour, where Adrian and I got into a fight, and yeah. I ended up going with my other friend Corinne and my boyfriend Liam and my mother. we all crammed into the truck and went to Warped Tour. It was pretty great. I got dropped twice during Escape the Fate, which really sucked. I got dropped on the back of my head, but I was okay. I fought through it, didn't even go to go get my head checked out or anything. I was like... Then on the back of this is, a little bit later on, I went to go see Motionless in White. I drew eyebrows. Creepy eyebrows, because, let's be real here. Do you really think that they all just leave their eyebrows, or you think they just, kind of cover them in eyeliner, or draw them on, or, etc., etc.? Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. After that, I went to Mice and Men. And we all know how much they love seashells. Right? Fucking albums with seashells in the cover. I got the Full Circle album, I'm like, yay! Finally! Maybe it won't have a fucking seashell on it. And then I opened it, and you know what the album art was? Fucking seashells. It's alright. It's okay. And, after that was Comic-Con, which was really fucking fun, and I met some hella cool people. Like Abby and Skylar and all of them. They were great. They're fan. I'm gonna be doing a panel with them soon, next year, in 2016. I'm pretty excited. I have so many cosplays ready. And this is the most recent concert I went to, which was All Time Low. Yeah. Dicks. Anyways. Yeah, that's basically my life up until now. I hope you enjoyed kind of stalking me in a less creepy way, because I let you in on it, but I still feel like shit. I think I'm gonna take a nap and maybe drink some apple juice and try to recover. This sucks. I feel like I'm gonna puke. But yeah, before I do that, I'm going to say bye. So yeah, see you next time with a new video. And I'll see you next week. Or whenever. If you like and subscribe and, all that jazz, comment, it helps. I hope you enjoyed this. You probably didn't, but that's okay.